So very good morning all. Yeah, very good morning. We all are here for a live event, uh, which has been sponsored, which has been held by Elysium, and the event we are going to conduct right now is about elocution competition. I hope majority of them has participated now and they have joined now. So all are able to hear me? Hello, hello. Participant, are you able to hear me? Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's begin with. Uh, First of all, I just want to let you know about the rules and regulation. So the rules are very simple that you have to speak on a particular topic for 5 minutes, not more than that. Kindly adjust yourself to. So it says the host is not allowing to unmute. Let me check the setting, please. I don't think any problem we have from your side. Mm, Yes, you can unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself. You can share your screen, and as well as you can rename yourself. All the settings are open. So let me inform you the rules and regulations about event, the topic you're going to discuss on. It's from the topic which we have provided. Secondly, the topic you can discuss not more than for 5 minutes. It should be limited with that. Means you can end up before that, but should not go more than 5 minutes. And if you want to share something, you can a relevant thing. If it is you are not sharing anything, no any problem with. But while speaking, I request you to on your camera. So as a live event, we can record it properly. I don't think anybody has any doubt relevant to. So hopefully let's we begin with. You will get a link once you are done with your elocution, once you're done with your talk. You're not supposed to leave. You're not supposed to leave. You have to be here because we will be sharing a link then. In that you have to fill the entire process. Means you have to fill the link so we could get your accurate record and we will let you know about what your score and what your outcomes are. So once your elocution is done, you have to be here. You should not supposed to leave. I think my instructions are well clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask or you can put it down right away, or else we can begin with. So let's begin with. Uh, so first of all, I would like to call Tanisha Salvi. Tanisha Salvi. Tanisha Salvi, are you available here? First of all, I would like to call Tanisha Salvi. Tanisha Salvi. Tanisha Salvi, are you available here? Tanisha, you can unmute yourself. Yes, now you can unmute yourself. Now the setting is very appropriate. You can unmute yourself. Tanisha,
Yes, sir.
yeah, go ahead with. Tanisha, you got 5 minutes. We start now. Yes, now you can unmute yourself. Now the setting is very appropriate. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today. My name is Tanisha Sarvi, and I am from ML Dhanuka College. Today, I would like to speak about Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat is such an important and essential topic because the year 2020 and 2021 has been a disastrous one, not just for India but for every country in the world due to the rapid spread of COVID-19, which eventually led to pandemic. But this wasn't it. This disease impacted the country's economy on a large scale, thus further damaging the growth and progress of the country's economy. In these times where economies seem to fall with each passing day, Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi introduced a concept called Atmanirbhar Bharat. On 12th May 2020, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a package of 20 lakhs crore to revive the economy and address the issues affecting various sections of people. The package is about 10% of India's total GDP. Atmanirbhar Bharat is the mission and vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to make India self-reliant. The real meaning of Atmanirbhar Bharat is self-reliant India. It aimed to promote and give preference to indigenous products and focused on ensuring that these products match their imported counterparts in cost and quality. Self-reliant doesn't mean that we are cut off from the global world, but it actually means that we are able to produce the products and eventually play a larger role in global economy. The five main pillars of Atmanirbhar Bharat were infrastructure, system, economy, vibrant demography, and demand. The Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan is an important mission for the economic revival and progress of the Indian economy under lockdown. Indian economy have huge potential to achieve self-reliance, but it requires proper implementation of laws made by the government and proper allocation of funds allocated by the government. Not only in urban but rural sectors also have great capacity to develop if proper policies are made and implemented. Government should give all the facilities to develop those sectors which have potential to take innovative steps for the growth of the country. This is not only government's responsibility but also the consumers. The exemplary role played by India in the global fight against COVID 19 has been recognized and appreciated widely. The Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Harshvardhan, has been elected as chairperson of the Executive Board of World Health Organization as per year 2021. Responsibility. There's this saying, God helps those who help themselves. This statement has inspired not only India but everyone to become self reliant on their own level. India's self reliance will benefit the entire country and every citizen of the country. Self reliance is the only road to true freedom, and being one's own person is the ultimate reward. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanisha.
Yes, thank you, sir.
I request other participant when you talk or when you speak, kindly, if possible, on your camera, because your gestures, your body movement also makes a role here. So kindly, if possible, on your camera. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, Tanisha.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I was unable to turn on my camera.
Okay. If the reason is genuine, no issue.
So it says that the host has disabled to start the video.
Yeah.
When we try to turn on our camera, it just says that the host has disabled the turn on the camera.
Okay. Let me find. Let me find. Now next, Rohit Wagela. Rohit Wagela.
Yes, sir. Wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah, you're visible to us.
Should I start?
Yeah, you can begin with.
उत्तरीय समुद्र हिमांदेशे दक्षिणम वर्ष तद्भारत नाम भरती यत् संतति। तात्पर्य, जो समुद्र के उत्तर तथा हिमालय के दक्षिण में स्थित है वो भारतवर्ष कहलाता है। उसमें भारत की संतान बसी हुई है। A very good morning to one and all present here. My name is Rohit Wagela and today I'm gonna speak few words on a topic freedom struggle. India has had a rich and varied history, one that isn't devoid of any struggle for 200 years. India struggled to free itself from the shackles of British Raj, making the fight to become a long drawn one. While every day was struggle for the Indians fighting for their freedom, some key events settled the British monarchy, enough for India to awake its freedom on August 15, 1947. Freedom is a birthright, and its protection is our responsibility. Life is meaningless without freedom. A person who is submissive can neither be happy nor free, and also unable to fulfill his desire. A life of a bird and a caged bird, flying in open sky can be distinguished from the lifestyle of the people of an independent and slave country. Freedom is a birthright, and its protection is our responsibility. Life is meaningless without freedom. A person who is submissive can neither be happy. Wait a minute. And also unable to fulfill his desire. In the same way, our country India got freedom from the long-term slavery of about 200 years from the British colonial power. Freedom is an open window through which the pours the sunlight of human spirit and dignity. The Indian freedom struggle is one of the most significant progress in the history of India. As we all know, how the British lightened their grip on India and started trading like silk, tea, cotton in our country, and thus they went on hollowing out our country. To get freedom from the terrible rule, India went through a very difficult phase, and Mangal Pandey started the first movement against the British in 1857, who was an Indian soldier. From time to time, there were many movements that helped India achieve independence, such as Civil Disobedience Movement, Dandi March, Quit India Movement, etc. There are so many freedom fighters of India who contributed to the independence movement of their names, but their names faded into darkness. There are so many personalities who plays the important role in Indian freedom fight. But today, we forgot those people. So it is the time to pay a tribute to all those great people. There are some freedom fighters we probably haven't heard of. Patagini Hazra was part of Quit India movement. She kept shouting, Vande Matram, Begum Hazrat Mahal. Senapati Babat had also been jailed from the public speaking of vandalism. Arun Asaf Ali, Bikaji Kama, Tara Rani Srivastav, etc. There are many key events from the freedom struggle, such as Revolt 1857, establishing the Indian National Congress in 1885, the Champaran Satyagraha in 1947, the Purna Swaraj on January 26, 1930, the Dandi March of 1930, and the partition of India and the independence of the country in 1947. After a long saga, our country became independent on 15th August 1947, which emerged as a unity. And it is said that a nation which is organized can neither be break or no one can break it. Therefore, the freedom we are breathing today, that freedom has been possible only by our mitras. We should respect and we should value our valuable heritage that is offered to us. Thank you. Jai Hind. On 15th August 1947, it emerged as a unity, and it it is said that a nation which is organized can neither be break or no one can break it. Therefore, the freedom we are breathing today, that freedom has been possible only by our Mitra. We should respect and we should value our valuable heritage that is offered to us. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Rohit, for such a beautiful speech. Next, I would like to call Kritika.
Yes, so am I audible and visible?
Yeah, both.
Yeah. Can I start?
Yeah, you begin.
Good morning, all. The name of my topic is One Nation, One Ration Card, Unifying Agricultural Market. So, if you remember, last year around March 25th and 26th, the first lockdown in the country was announced. It was the migrant workers who were badly affected. Due to the lockdown, all modes of interstate and intrastate transportation were closed with no food and money left. Thousands of migrant workers across India were seen walking and sitting on the highways. One thing that came into the limelight was that there was no proper arrangement of rations for the migrant workers. Of course, there were states that provided free rations. However, in general, there were no proper arrangements. And the reason behind that was due to the fact that if you have a ration card, you could only get your ration from your permanent place of residence. But if you work in some other state, that's where the whole problem started. Too many migrant workers did not have access to government ration. It is from this problem the government of India has come up with the idea of One Nation, One Ration Card scheme. The ONRC scheme is aimed at enabling migrant workers and their family members to buy subsidized ration card from any fair price shop anywhere in the country under the National Food Security Act 2013. So let's get an explanation of how ONRC works. ONRC is based on technology that involves details of beneficiary ration card, Aadhaar number, and electronic point of sale devices (EPOS). The system runs with the support of two portals, Integrated Management of Public Distribution System and Anivatran, which hosts all the relevant data. When a ration card holder goes to a fair price shop, he or she identifies himself or herself through biometric authentication on EPOS device. But here comes a question. What factor led to the launch of ONRC? ONRC was launched in August 2019. Work on ration card portability, however, had begun in April 2018 itself. The idea was to reform the PDS, which has been historically marked by inefficiency and leakages. The ONRC was initially launched as an interstate pilot. However, when the COVID-19 pandemic forced thousands of migrant workers to return to their villages last year, a need was felt to expedite the rollout. As part of COVID economic relief package, the government announced the national rollout of ONRC in all states and union territories by March 2019. Till date, 32 states and union territories have joined the ONRC, covering about 69 crore NFSE beneficiaries. 4 states are yet to join the scheme: Assam, Chhattisgarh, Delhi, West Bengal. According to the Union Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, about 1.35 crore portability transactions every month are being recorded under ONRC on an average. Full coverage of the scheme will be possible at 200% of Aadhaar feeding on ration cards, and all fair price shops are covered by EPOS devices. So the focus is to improve efficiency and also delivery of services. That's all I had to say regarding this topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kritika. Sunil Sharma.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning. I am Sunil Sharma. from Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti College of Law. My topic is on justice. Justice means what? I had read so much definition of justice, but I am still in confusion that justice means what? Justice, in some definition, they had written people what deserve, that is, people what deserve from the court of law, that is justice. But मैं कुछ इस प्रकार से बोलता हूँ कि जो पीपल डिजर्व कर रहे हैं दैट इज जस्टिस, इट इज करेक्ट, बट sometime in the court of law we have seen that there are two parties, one is complainant and another one is respondent or accused, we can say. जो कंप्लेनेंट रहते हैं वो अपना हाथ से अपना ग्राइवेंसेस लिख के देते पुलिस स्टेशन में कि एक ग्राइवेंसेस है हमारा और मैटर को हम लोग को फाइल करना है, बट व्हाट विल बी द जजमेंट ऑफ द कोर्ट? अगर कोर्ट में जा रहे हैं वो मैटर, तो जजमेंट क्या आते हैं? जजमेंट तो एक ही के फेवर में आएंगे सर, जैसे कि रेस्पोंडेंट हो गया या फिर कंप्लेनेंट हो गया, दैट इज, बट जजमेंट इज चैलेंजेबल if judgment is passed by the Metropolitan Magistrate Court, then that judgment is in the favor of respondent or accused, then the plaintiff or aggrieved party or victim is challenged that Metropolitan Magistrate Court judgment in the session court, because complainant is not satisfied with the judgment of Metropolitan Magistrate Court. That's why justice, if we talk about justice, I explain one legal maxim regarding justice, that is audi alterum partem. Audi alterum partem is a legal maxim which refer that hear the both side. The court must hear the both side, both the parties, that is complainant and accused. But under IPC, if a person, under Indian Penal Code 1860, if a person done an offense, whether he is woman or he is man, because in the IPC, according to IPC section 8 describes that gender, if any person do crime under the IPC or done any offenses in the society, then that woman or that man is considered as he. We can't say in the law that is woman, then we can say she is a woman. But in an offense, in the court of law, if we are discussing about the woman, then we consider that that woman is known as he, according to section 8 of IPC. And with that, I will conclude this. Thanking you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Shulil Sharma. Next, I would like to call Ria Wade. Ria Wade.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Am I visible to you as well?
Not yet.
Am I now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, greetings to everyone present here. I, Riya Vaid, will be sharing my thoughts and something about that individual who brought a revolution in India. But before I start with it, I would like to introduce you to that person through a piece of poem. Her can-do spirit was her biggest asset. Although unlettered and widowed as a child bride, she overcame odds and events that would have defeated most. Social worker, patriot, Gandhian. Undeterred by the British colonist police force, she forged forward and paid with her life, a true freedom's champion. Not all individuals influenced with patriotic zeal and live for their homeland come to the foremost place or grab public attention. Au contraire, many choose to maintain a low profile while giving their best to their beloved country. Hope by now you might have come to know about that person. If not, let me tell you that lady. Yes, lady. You'll be shocked to know how she had caused a fire in one's heart through her works which went unnoticed. Yes, Matangini Hazra, that's for you. 75 years ago, a female Gandhian, or should we say Gandhi Bodi in Bengali, Matangini Hazra is not your normal woman who would stay inside the four walls of the caged person and be a damsel in distress, waiting for someone to help her out. She is the one who would do anything for her people to overcome the problems faced during British India. She is that unsung hero of the Indian freedom struggle movement who till today may not be much known, but her works would definitely be the noise to her silence after this. Born as Mehti, a true follower of Gandhi and an humanitarian, Hazra from Hogla village near Tamluk in West Bengal on 17 November 1869. Belonged from a poverty-stricken family with less to no income except from father's job as a peasant, she was unschooled and was married off at the age of 12 with a name named Trilochan with a man named Trilochan Hazra, aged 60, even who died, leading to Matangini Hazra becoming a childless widow at a very young age, in front of the eyes of the treacherous and patriarchal society. Turned 36, 1905, she started to take a keen interest in Gandhi's fight for independence. And from this moment onwards, she began to work for social causes at her native village. She helped out those who were in distress and in need of help, which made her to be recognized in her area. During those days, the winds of freedom began to sweep across the nation, and just like others, Hazra too was drawn towards it like a moth to the flame of getting freed from the clutches of the Britishers. She used to lead huge processions, even in her old age, and took an active participation in different protests in her area, as well as Quit India and non-cooperation movements. In 1932, she took part in the civil disobedience movement and was arrested for breaking Salt Act due to her stealthily getting into the premises of Tamluk court without arousing suspicion of the police guarding the building and hosting the Indian flag. In August 1942, the Indian National Congress launched the Quit India movement. Local Congress workers planned to besiege various police stations and government offices located in Midnapur district. So for this, 75 years old took the initiative. In September that year, Hazara led a large procession of around 6,000 protesters, mostly women, with the aim to take over Tamluk police station from British authorities. When the procession reached the outskirts of the town, they were ordered to disband by the British police. When she came forward to appeal to the police not to open fire at the crowd, she was shot in her arm. But this didn't stop her. She didn't stop chanting Vande Mataram. She was later shot at her forehead. As she wasn't able to bear the bullets, instantly she died, but didn't let the tricolor slip off of her hand onto the ground, even in that state. She'll be forever remembered in her hearts. She'll forever be remembered as a martyr. When one speaks about Indian freedom struggle history, it would definitely be incomplete without mentioning individuals like her. The sacrifice they made for India will occupy the forefront. They fought with a true spirit and a staunch courage, faced various sufferings, exploitations, and hardships in order to earn us freedom. When most of the freedom fighters were jailed, these people came forward and took charge of the struggle. Their dedication and undying devotion to the service of India is a long one. So, not mentioning them would be unfair not only to our country but also to their unending struggles for freeing our motherland as well. Like Hazra, they too won't be forgotten, will stay forever in our hearts and in our brains. I would like to end this on the note that no one would be criticized for or defamed, for each freedom fighters had a different motives regarding freedom, and that whatever outcome it had, we should respect them for who they were and remember that they were the ones who fought for freedom for us and not thinking about themselves. Finally, I end this with a poem by Jace Owen. Only in stillness the wind, only from ice the flame. When all were nameless, the wise God will tell. It was only by knowing the others that they came to know about themselves. Thank you for being the patient listeners.
Thank you, Ria. Next, I would like to call Shreya. 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 Okay. Anam. Anam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Am I visible?
Yeah, you are.
In India, many students get graduated from the college, but after completing their education, they are left with a single paper which has no value in the world market until and unless one possesses the required employable skills. It is of no use as no company is ready to recruit them on the basis of that degree. All companies want to hire the candidates who are well versed, have skills and abilities, so that the firm does not have to waste its time and resources for training an unemployable candidate. The percentage of the unskilled graduate youth is growing day by day. This immense problem diverted our minds towards a very critical problem that our youth is facing, that is educated unemployment. There is a need of an hour to solve this issue. Good morning to one and all present here. Today, we are gathered here for the elocution competition, and I, Anam Khatri, would like to present my views on the topic Skill India. India has the world's largest youth population. According to UN, India has 356 million youth population, whereas China has only 269 million youth population. But there always comes a question, why are we behind other countries in spite of having such a huge population? The answer to this is India's manpower is not performing as it should. This is because of mismanagement of manpower, thus making it more of a liability than an opportunity. The qualification have lost its credibility to just one skill. We see skill scarcity somewhere and skill mismatch elsewhere. Hence, there are many labor issues as obstacles in our progress. Now, the India is on the cusp of the demographic dividend. Demographic dividend or profit occurs when a country's working age population is more than the dependent population. Thus, the number of youths are higher than the children and the retired people. Many countries have reaped the advantages of having a huge pool of young population. Their economies grew at a faster rate, but fast growth cannot be achieved with the population advantage alone. For we need economic reforms and should motivate people to reach higher, come up with innovative ideas, experiment without fear, and take bold decisions. The Skill India mission is one such economic reforms. It is expected to be the backbone for the government initiatives like Digital India, Smart Cities, Make in India. In fact, the mission is not limited to skills, but also includes entrepreneurship. It is not limited to skills, it will also include entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship is expected to play a critical role in booming system for the first generation entrepreneurs in the country. The magnitude of this problem has been analyzed by numerous experts. For a country that adds 12 million people to its workforce, less than 4% have ever received any formal training. Our workforce readiness is one of the lowest in the world, and a large chunk of existing training centers is irrelevant to the industry requirements. The emphasis of the Skill India mission is to provide the skills to the youth in such a manner that they get employment and holds on to being an entrepreneur. It's providing training, support, and guidance for all occupations that work of traditional type like carpenter, masons, cobbler, welder, blacksmith, etc. More emphasis is given on the new areas like construction, transportation, tourism, and various other sectors where the skill development is inadequate or nil. The training program are on the lines of the international level so that the youth of our country can not only meet the domestic demand but also suffice the other countries like Japan, USA, China, Germany, and various others in the West Asia. Another remarkable feature of the Skill India mission is to create a hallmark called Rural India Skill, which puts effort in standardizing and certifying the training process. Lastly, for any skill development effort to succeed, market and industry plays a very critical role. The curriculum and relevance, and most importantly, a hands-on practice and internship. The government, what is needed is the employers need to be put in the driving seat with the government acting as the regulator, not the implementer, and equal efforts should be taken by the regulator, developers, implementers, as well as the receivers. The government has its task cut out. What is needed is the willingness to act and take difficult decisions that can help realize the Skill India dream. If achieved so, we will never have to ask ourselves, why are we behind other countries? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anam. So participant, I'll be sharing a link about a feedback form. You just need to fill it, but I request you not to leave the meeting. I request you once again not to leave the meeting. You have to be in the meeting till the competition get over. So you have to be in the meeting, but this is the link I'll be just providing you, so you could make yourself clear what exactly you need to fill in. Okay, but you're not supposed to leave. You're not supposed to leave. Yeah.
Excuse me. Actually, my lectures are going on simultaneously. What should I do now?
Okay, your college lecture is going on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a link. I will just given here.
Do I have to stay in the meet then?
Yeah. Okay, fill the form. If the reason is genuine, you can leave them. I request others to be here. Next, I would like to call Khan Jeenat. Jeenat. Okay, left. Dipshika. Dipshika,
Yes, sir. Just a second. I was just filling the form.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to.
And you can see me?
Yeah.
So can I start?
Yeah, begin.
इस वक्तृत्व स्पर्धा में प्रस्तुत सभी जनों को मेरा सादर प्रणाम। मेरा नाम दीपशिखा मनोज पिल्ले है और आज मैं जिस विषय पर बोलने जा रही हूँ वह विषय है गुमनाम वीर स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों की कहानियां। इस साल हम अपने देश का 75वां स्वतंत्रता दिवस मनाने जा रहे हैं। स्वतंत्रता हमें कई वीरों की और क्रांतिकारियों की कर्तव्यनिष्ठा और बलिदान से प्राप्त हुआ है। भारत को आजाद करने के लिए अधिकांश स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने ब्रिटिश सरकार से लड़ने के लिए अपने प्राणों की आहुति दी। सैकड़ों शहीदों ने ब्रिटिशर्स के खिलाफ आवाज उठाई, हथियार उठाए, तब जाकर देश कहीं हमारा आजाद हुआ। इस आजाद देश के कई महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों को तो आप जानते होंगे। हम उन्हें पूछते हैं, किंतु कई ऐसे क्रांतिवीर हैं जिनका नाम इतिहास के पन्नों पर गुम हो चुका है। अधिकतर लोग उन्हें भूल चुके हैं, लेकिन इन शहीदों की बलिदानों की अमर गाथा आज भी हमारे देश के लिए सराहनीय है। तो चलिए आज कुछ ऐसे ही गुमनाम स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों को जाने और थोड़ा श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पित करें। पहले मैं जिस महान व्यक्ति महत्व को दर्शाने वाली क्रांतिकारी नाम का परिचय दूंगी वह है राम प्रसाद बिस्मिल। बिस्मिल उनका तकल्लुफ था। बिस्मिल का मतलब होता है आत्मिक रूप से आहट। वे एक कवि, शायर, बहुभाषा भाषी इतिहासकारी व साहित्यकार भी थे। वह भारतीय स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन के एक प्रमुख सेनानी थे। उन्होंने मात्र 11 वर्ष की उम्र में ही क्रांतिकारी मार्ग चुन लिया था। जब ब्रिटिश सरकार ने उन्हें कैद में रखा, उन्होंने 2 दिन में अपनी जीवनी लिखी थी। उनकी यह कई पंक्तियां आज भी प्रचलित है। सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है, देखना है जोर कितना बाजुए कातिल में है। अपने 11 वर्ष के कारावास में उन्होंने 11 पुस्तकें लिखी और खुद ही प्रकाशित की, ताकि उन पैसों से हथियार खरीदे जा सके जो ब्रिटिश सरकार से लड़ने के काम आए। वे मात्र 30 वर्ष के थे जब ब्रिटिश सरकार ने उन्हें फांसी दे दी। मिट गया जब मिटने वाला, फिर सलाम आया तो क्या, दिल के बर्बादी के बाद उनका पयाम आया तो क्या। साधारण शिक्षा के बावजूद इस असाधारण प्रतिभा को मेरा सर झुकाकर नमन। क्या आप जानते हैं, भारत को आजाद करने के लिए महिला स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों का भी विशेष समावेश और योगदान है। महिला स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने अपने प्राणों का बलिदान दे दिया था भारत को आजाद करने के लिए। झांसी की रानी अहिल्याबाई जैसे कई महान महिलाओं को तो आप जानते होंगे, लेकिन इनमें एक नाम ऐसा भी है जो शायद ही किसी को याद होगा। वह नाम है दुर्गावती देवी का। दुर्गावती देवी जी का जन्म 7 अक्टूबर 1907 को उत्तर प्रदेश के शाजलीपुर में हुआ था। वे भारत को आजाद करने के लिए और ब्रिटिशर्स को भारत से बाहर खदेड़ने के लिए सशस्त्र क्रांति की एक सक्रिय भागीदार थी। उनका विवाह मात्र 11 वर्ष के उम्र में भगवती सिंह वोरा के साथ हो गया था, जो कि हिंदुस्तान सोशलिस्ट रिपब्लिकन एसोसिएशन के एक प्रमुख सेनानी थे। अपने दहेज में मिले हुए आभूषणों का और धनराशि का इस्तेमाल उन्होंने क्रांतिकारियों के हित के लिए किया था। अपने पति और विमल प्रसाद जैन के साथ मिलकर उन्होंने दिल्ली के कुतुब रोड पर हिमालयन टॉयलेट्स नामक एक फैक्ट्री चलाई। यह फैक्ट्री एक स्मोक स्क्रीन था। यहाँ पर बम और हथियार बनाए जाते थे जो ब्रिटिश सरकार के लड़ने के काम आए। क्या आप जानते हैं, दुर्गावती देवी जी को भारत की आयरन लेडी भी कहा जाता है। केवल यही नहीं, ब्रिटिश सीक्रेट सर्विस M15 ब्यूरो के द्वारा उन्हें भारत की अग्नि भी कहा जाता है। उन्होंने कई महान क्रांतिवीर जैसे भगत सिंह और चंद्रशेखर आजाद को प्रेरित किया था। है ना दोस्तों, ये गुमनाम वीर स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों की कहानियां प्रेरणादायक। केवल यही नहीं, ऐसे कई और स्वतंत्रता सेनानी हैं जिनका उल्लेख तो नहीं, लेकिन उनका कार्य देश के हित के लिए काफी सराहनीय है। समय के अभाव के कारण मैं कुछ पंक्तियों से उन्हें नमन करना चाहूंगी। आओ देश का सम्मान करें, शहीदों की शहादत याद करें, कुर्बान हुए जो हमारे देश पे, उन्हें सिर झुकाकर प्रणाम करें। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू दीपशिका। नाद कुलकर्णी।
Yes, sir. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, begin with.
नमस्कार मित्रांनो, माझं नाव निनाद कुलकर्णी व मी आज तुमच्या समोर स्वातंत्र्य सैनिक या विषयावर बोलणार आहे। स्वातंत्र्य सैनिक म्हटलं तर आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर साधारणतः येतात ते म्हणजे महात्मा गांधी, सरदार वल्लभभाई पटेल, पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू इत्यादी। पण यांच्याहून कित्येक दशक आधी ज्या माणसाने स्वातंत्र्याचा लढा चालू केला, आज मी त्यांच्या विषयावर बोलणार आहे। अर्थात तुम्हाला कळलंच असेल, ते म्हणजे छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज। छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांनी अगदी 16व्या दशकापासून स्वातंत्र्याचा लढा चालू केला. अगदी खेळत्या वयातच त्यांनी सवंगड्यांसोबत रायरेश्वराच्या मंदिरात जाऊन स्वराज्य म्हणजे स्वातंत्र्याची शपथ घेतली व त्याच्या काही काळानंतर त्यांनी तोरणा हा किल्ला जिंकला व स्वातंत्र्याचा लढा चालू केला. त्यानंतर खूप कठीण परिश्रम व कठीण प्रसंग त्यांनी सामोरे गेले. मग ते शक्तिशाली अफजल खानाला ठार मारणं असू दे किंवा औरंगजेबाच्या छावणीतून सुटणं असू दे, शाहिस्ते खानाचे बोट छाटणं असू दे किंवा अशक्य दिसणारा तो सिंहगड किल्ला जिंकणं असू दे. थोडक्यात सांगतो की शिवाजी म्हणजे काय. 65 किलोची तलवार चालवतो त्याचं नाव येसाजी. 1000 मुघलांसमोर एकटा खिंड लढवतो त्याचं नाव बाजी. हात तुटला तरी लढत राहतो त्याचं नाव तान्हाजी. दिल्लीहून पुण्याला 8 तासात घोडा आणतो त्याचं नाव संताजी. वाघाचाही जबडा फाडतो त्याचं नाव संभाजी. व अशा सगळ्या लोकांना एकत्र आणून स्वराज्य निर्माण करतो तेच म्हणजे छत्रपती शिवाजी. अशा छत्रपतींकडून आपल्याला हे स्वातंत्र्य भेट मिळाले आहे. पण आज खरंच आपण ते स्वातंत्र्य जपत व जतन करत आहोत का, हा खरा प्रश्न आहे. महाराज म्हणायचे की प्रत्येक आई ही जिजाऊ मासाहेबांहून कमी नाही. मग आज तीच आई आपला मुलगा इंग्रजी जास्ती सुंदर बोलतो म्हणून खुश होते. महाराज व कडी भाताची तुम्हाला गोष्ट माहीतच असेल की कसे महाराज एका म्हाताऱ्या आजीकडे गेले व त्यांनी कडी भातावर अगदी साध्या पद्धतीने ताव मारला. मग आज तीच मराठी चव कुठेतरी हरवत चालली आहे व त्याची जागा कॉन्टिनेंटल व इटालियन गोष्टींनी घेतली आहे. महाराज शत्रू पक्षातील स्त्रियांना देखील तितकाच मान देत असत जितका स्वराज्यातील स्त्रियांना. मग आज काच त्या स्त्रीकडे वाकड्या नजरेने बघितले जाते. हे खरे स्वातंत्र्याचे जतन नाही. स्वातंत्र्य तेव्हाच जपता येईल जेव्हा आपल्याला तो स्वातंत्र्य सैनिक कळेल व त्याचे परिश्रम आपल्याला कळतील. आज मी तुम्हाला खात्रीने सांगू शकतो की इथे उपस्थित लोकांना महाराजांची राजमुद्रा याचा अर्थ माहित नसेल. हेच दाखवतं की आपण हा स्वातंत्र्य जपत नाही. स्वातंत्र्य तेव्हाच जपता येईल जेव्हा आपल्याला तो स्वातंत्र्य सैनिक एकदम कळेल. स्वातंत्र्याचा लढा महाराजांनी अगदी शहाजींपासून ते सोयराबाई यांच्यापासून चालवला. आज खरं स्वातंत्र्य तेव्हाच जपता येईल जेव्हा गड किल्ले स्वच्छ राहतील, जेव्हा महाराष्ट्र व मराठी धर्म वाढेल, जेव्हा परकी स्त्रीला सन्मानाने बघितलं जाईल व ती आपली मालमत्ता नसेल. आजकाल राजकारणी देखील महाराजांचं नाव घेऊन कित्येक गोष्टी करतात, पण ते खरे लोकनेते नाही. खरा लोकनेता हा एकच होता, एकच आहे व एकच राहणार, ते म्हणजे छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज. अशा या छत्रपतींना माझा मानाचा मुलगा. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Ninath Kulkarni. Next, I would like to call Disha. Disha.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, please let me know if there's any issue with the internet. Okay.
Yeah, you're breaking now.
May I start?
You're breaking now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Disha Sapkale, feel very pleased for having this opportunity of expressing my views on the achievements of women in 75 years of independence. जननी हूँ जीवन भी मैं, जज्बातों पे मेरा जोर नहीं, सशक्त हूँ साकार भी हूँ, नारी हूँ कमजोर नहीं. If we trace the pages of history, nowhere men and women were treated alike or given the same status. Women have been always fighting for their rights and position in society. They have several times urged for equality so that they can live a life on par with men. But if we talk about the status of women after independence, then it has surely improved. The structural and cultural changes in independent India have brought about many opportunities for women in the fields of education, employment, politics, science and technology, sports, and so on. The Constitution of India grants equal rights to all citizens and does not discriminate between male or female under Article 14. Moreover, Article 15 provides the government special provisions to create rights for women. From heading NASA to winning Nobel Prizes, women scientists have etched their names in history. Tessie Thomas, known as the Missile Woman of India, is the head of the Aeronautics Department and also the former project director for Agni 4 missile in Defense Research and Development Organization. She is the first woman scientist to head a missile project in India. She and her team have proved the words of Cheryl Whiddon, women are not the problem, they are the solution. Absolutely right. India is one from the first few countries to have a female head of state. From the president, prime minister, chief ministers to the political parties' chiefs, many powerful women have taken on leading roles in Indian politics. India's toughest and only female prime minister, Indira Gandhi, was the central pillar of Indian National Congress. India saw many major reforms under her rule. Apart from being a strong woman, she was also a towering personality and ruled India for nearly 2 decades. As a young feisty Congress leader, Mamata Banerjee formed her own party, All India Trinamool Congress, in 1997. She also served as the Chief Minister of West Bengal in 2000. Significantly increased since independence. Women have been recruited into all posts such as teachers, doctors, advocates, bank employees, police officers, and so on. The finance and economic sector too has seen the rise of women power. State Bank of India's Managing Director Anshula Kant made history when she was appointed as the Managing Director and CFO of the World Bank. This appointment makes her the first female CFO of the international body. India-born Geeta Gopinath's appointment as the chief economist at the International Monetary Fund makes her the first woman and the second Indian to hold this position. If we look deeper in history, we will realize that one of the major contributors to the society have been the active participation of some dedicated women. Sindhutai Sapkar was an Indian social worker and also a social activist, particularly known for her work of raising orphan children. She was also awarded the Padma Shri in 2021. I deeply pay homage to this inspiring soul. Kiran Bedi was not only the first female IPS officer of the country, but also a social activist and a wholehearted contributor to many social reforms. It was rightly said by Harriet Stowe, women are the real architect of the society. Till 1990s, the sports industry was very much confined to men in India. But in recent years, women like Karnam Maleshwari, Geeta Phogat, PV Sindhu, Sania Mirza, Mary Kom have proven us that what are the changes taking place in the sports industry. They help us aspire to take up sports as a career. Till 1991, the government has started enrolling women in all the 3 wings of the Indian Army. In the recent years, steps have been taken to combat gender barriers in the armed forces by allowing women to serve on board submarines in ground combat positions and tank units. From Padmavati Bhanopadhyay, the first woman air marshal of the Indian Air Force, to Anjana Bhaduria, the first woman to win a gold medal in India, women have performed exceptions. It can be concluded that the status of women has surely improved since independence. But it cannot be said that the measures taken have been completely implemented, as still customs and traditions are given much more importance in a country like India. But still, a gradual change has been experienced by women over these years. They are much more independent and aware in today's times. दर्पण हूँ वो अक्स भी मैं झुका सके मुझे वो शख्स नहीं स्वाभिमानी हूँ वो आत्मनिर्भर भी हूँ मैं टूट के बिखरूं अब वो वक्त नहीं टूट के बिखरूं अब वो वक्त नहीं Thank you.
Thank you, Disha. Next, I would like to call Brendan.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah.
A fresh and youthful good morning, good afternoon to my respected faculty and my fellow patriots present here. I, Brennan Dasser from Bhavans College, will take this fantastic opportunity as to speak about the engine of success, youth of the country. Rightly asserted by the 32nd US President, Franklin Roosevelt, we cannot always build a future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. Youth is the engine, youth is the spirit of progress. and aptitude in a nation's path to socioeconomic maturity. With the advent of educational awareness, it is the principal force for optimal economic strength. Essentiality of participation of every youth was a call to improve the systems and the output of the nation and provide meaning to the work of foremanship. Constructive ingenuity and teamwork drew a large ensemble of youth from every occupation and community. We always remember about youth as a cornerstone of success. Examples of youth who led our nation to its independence were Bhagat Singh and Sukhdev, who at the age of becoming some personality at that age sacrificed their youth for the independence of our country. Leaders encouraged forward-thinking mindset and talent, called to leverage the attempt of securing the foundation of the nation spread across and open a voluntary movement of cooperation at all stages of society. India has a sure advantage in its economic venture, a young, energetic generation having the ability to improvise with resources through observation, innovation, communication, and action. Continuous technical upgrade and a competitive environment increase the motivation among the youth to aspire and build a trustful cohesion. In India's youth, qualities such as elasticity, multitasking, critical thinking, capacity to enhance speed of growth, and networking were present in order to balance opposing variables, channelize flow of energy, and planting seeds of long-term stability. On the auspicious occasion of the 75th Republic Day, we explore the opportunities and achievements of our nation and has made in education. Education has led our nation to responsible, committed youth. Student development is the canvas of the nation. It defines morality, nobleness, endurability, and vision. At the early stages of educating youth, conceptuality and skill enhancement must be prioritized, as well as hygiene checks and engaging students to show the skills so to meet the changing demands. School is a voyage of experiences that mold a young, timid, and coy student into a confident and accomplished adult. Now, our stats show that 73.4 and 47.8% of women and men and women aged about 18 respectively are illiterate due to academic and vocational education, according to Wikipedia. The figures say that our adult population can learn even greater knowledge in the years to come. From matriculation to doctorate, the time scale is shortening as we are in the age of digitalization. Classrooms across the nation have utilized digital tools to enhance the learning experience. Students, irrespective of their age and caliber, have appreciated the value of learning and spent quality time at their schools and leads them forward. Institutions have produced capable and outstanding personalities like Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, Sun Microsystems co-founder Vinod Khosla, SanDisk co-founder Sanjay Malhotra, and many more who have established values and virtues of their nation and their alma mater. India's youth have an outstanding potential in all fields, and the public is recognizing the contributions of the younger generation in the past and today. Let us be grateful that our youth is progressing towards a successful and viable future, and let's partake in the effort this Republic Day. I conclude this outstanding thoughts about the youth and diaspora. I take your leave. Thank you for your patient listening and have a wonderful and youthful day ahead. Sir, you're inaudible.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Brendan. Next, I would like to call Sabreen Sheikh.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Sir, am I visible?
Not yet.
Okay, now?
Yeah.
Okay, sir, let me begin. So I'm Sabreen Sheikh and my topic is freedom struggle. If we are here staying freely away from slavery, then we should really be thankful to our freedom fighters. Good morning to the distinguished guests, respected teachers, and all my dear friends. We will soon be celebrating our 76th Independence Year. But with these growing years, we have somewhere forgotten our brave fighters and their sacrifice for our country. Every year, various programs are held on 26 January and 15th August, respectively. But the celebration and the feeling of patriotism should not be restricted to these 2 days only. Our independence history is the history of pain, of bravery, of sacrifice. But above all, it is the history of our passion for our freedom. Our independence costed us the life of our heroes. I have only one religion, and that is to serve my country. These are the words quoted by our very own charismatic Indian revolutionary Bhagat Singh, the one who sacrificed his life for his country. Wait, let me correct you and my own self, and let me reframe this sentence as the one who sacrificed his life for our country. He died when he was just 23 years old. Had he thought about his youth, and all our other fighters would have had thought about their futures, we would not have been here enjoying this freedom. Getting freedom was not an easy task. Our freedom fighters led many movements, Quit India movements, civil disobedience movement, Satyagraha, and the list goes on. These movements required courage and confidence, and our brave fighters had it all. Jawaharlal Nehru, Bhagat Singh, Ashfaqullah Khan, Rani Lakshmi Bai, Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, Chandrasekhar Azad. These are the names of few of our fighters. These names hold power. But there are many more whose names have never been heard, never been told, never been said. But our respect for all of them remains the same, high. We are very well aware about Mangal Pandey, our first freedom fighter and our martyr. But have you heard about Matangini Hazra, the one who kept on shouting Bande Matram even after being shot thrice? Or about Khudiram Bose, the youngest revolutionary who was just 18 when he died? The list goes on. I could speak about this for a long time, and you would be here listening to it, sitting peacefully. But the story won't end soon because India fought for freedom for 200 years. And now that, my friend, is a long time, a long time. But ain't this freedom worth it all? Let's pledge to make India a better place for living. Let's make sure that this patriotism that we have right now, hearing to these speeches, stays forever. The courage, the passion that they had for freedom, the courage they had to sacrifice their life for their country cannot be defined. Let's remember when Rani Lakshmi Bai said, "मैं अपनी झांसी नहीं दूंगी," or when Mahatma Gandhi said, "Do or die," or when Chandrasekhar Azad said, "दुश्मनों की गोलियों का सामना करेंगे, आजाद ही रहे हम, आजाद ही रहेंगे." Yes, we were not present to experience that, but surely these people were true to their words. They cannot be forgotten, for they have written history with their blood all over Mother India. They gave us the freedom. We need to value it. They gave us the independence. We need to be independent. We are not. Remember that. I would like to end the speech by quoting the words of Dr. A. Philip Randolph. Freedom is never given, and it is won. And yes, we won it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabreen. Thank you. Next, I would like to call Khan Zinat. Zinat, are you able to hear us, Zinat?
Yes, sir. May I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. A very good morning, respected teachers, judges, and all my dear friends. Today, I, Khanzina Fatima Wajhul Kamar of class F4BA from GM Women Women's College, would like to share my views on the topic Digital India. What is Digital India? What does it aim to achieve? How is it beneficial for the people of India? Many questions come to mind. Let me tell you. The government of India launched the Digital India campaign with the motto Power to Empower. The campaign was officially launched by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 1st July 2015. The primary goal of the campaign has to increase the technological access of the people. One of the main initiatives of the campaign has to connect the rural areas of the country with high-speed internet. The government wants the people to make use of internet so that they can access various online services. In our country, where our population exceeds 138 crores, having a digital identity makes it easy for obtaining various government services. Under the Digital Infrastructure Initiative, all the services are made available online, like money transfer, learning and education, and government services. Under the digital initiative, all that has caused much impact on the people of the society and contributed to the overall growth of the society. The digital initiative enrolled young individuals, established a digital platform, thus enabling the government to generate thousands of IT jobs. Till now, the campaign has connected more than 250,000 villages throughout the country. One of the most important benefits of the campaign was that it decreased the amount of black money as digitalization brought almost everyone under the radar. I would like to conclude by saying that the initiative has laid a foundation for technological access to the government. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and listening to me patiently. Thank you.
Thank you, Zenat. Is anybody left now? I don't think so. Anybody left here? Okay. So hopefully you have filled the form. If you have not, kindly fill the form as soon as possible so we can get you on record about. Thank you so much for joining the Elocution competition, which has been organized by Elysium, which is organized by Dear Lily, has the Elysium annual function. Thank you so much. We will let you know about your results. We will inform you what the outcome is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You can leave the meeting then.